yoga friends, namaste. Today I am going to be doing a 20-minute prenatal flow for all trimesters. So whether you are 8 weeks or 18 weeks or 28 weeks or you're about to give birth, this prenatal yoga flow is going to be gentle and it's going to be for all of the trimesters. I have had a couple people in my life who are pregnant who have asked for some prenatal yoga content. So this is going to become somewhat of a series. We'll start with a 20-minute gentle prenatal flow, and then I will add some more yoga videos as we progress throughout the weeks and months. But if you have anything that you want to suggest or make a request on, feel free to comment, send me a message personally. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram or even have my number, you can always make a request if you want to do something more strengthening, target a particular area. If you want a length of time for the video, please let me know and I'm happy to create that for you. So without further ado, we're going to begin our 20-minute gentle prenatal flow. Now I'm going to do this without any props today, but if you have blocks at home or a bolster or a pillow or something you know you like to use, you are more than welcome to grab it. But my goal today is to try to make this accessible as possible without any props, because I know that some people don't have them at home or maybe prefer not to use them. I want this to be easy and doable for you to just hop on your mat and get your yoga done for the day. Okay, so we're gonna start in tabletop. So on our hands and knees. And once you get to your hands and knees, we're gonna transition into a child's pose position. So when we are pregnant, we like to make a little bit more window for baby. So we're gonna bring the toes together, big toes together at the back of our mat. Let our knees widen towards the edges of our mat. And then simply sit back towards our heels. Walk the hands forward. And let your head rest down to your mat. And then once you get here in child's pose, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we'll do that twice more. So deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh out of the mouth. Last time here, deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And then crawling the fingertips a little bit further forward. Just stretch into the fingers and feel a gentle pull through the shoulders and the side body as you reach out into your hands. And take a few deep breaths here. Noticing the muscles of the shoulders, the side body, the ribs. And we'll take 2 more breaths, just grounding into our practice. It's always nice to take that first moment to shift gears and to get into the mental space of yoga. Okay, so now let's go ahead and rise back up to tabletop. So back to our hands and knees. And we're just gonna warm our shoulders a little bit here. So with the fingers spread wide, just let your heart kind of sink between the shoulders, kind of feeling the shoulder blades come closer together. And then push the ground away from you. And then we're going to do that a few times. So you're kind of sinking the heart between the arms, the shoulders, feeling the shoulder blades come close together, and then pressing the ground away, protracting the shoulders. And let's do that 2 or 3 more times. Sinking the heart, pressing the shoulder blades towards each other, and then protracting the shoulders, pushing the floor away. This is a nice warm up for our shoulders. We can sense into what we feel through the shoulders today. Let's do this one more time. Feel your breath. Spread the fingers wide. Beautiful. And then now that we've warmed the shoulders up a little bit, let's get into the ribs and into the upper spine a little bit today. So planting the left hand firmly into the ground, inhale and reach the right arm up to the sky. Exhale and set the right hand down. And then repeat that, following your own breath rhythm. So we're doing what's called an open twist here. So when we are pregnant, we try to avoid the closed twist. But this movement here, we're opening up. We're not blocking or obstructing the midsection, the baby section at all. But we're still getting that nice twist through the spine, which is going to help the comfort and health of our whole body to keep these open twists in our life as we move through pregnancy. Let's go ahead and do 2 more times. So again, we're just reaching the arm to the sky. Try to keep the hips level and square. Let the movement happen from the ribs. This is great for any upper mid-back pain. Okay, and then let's do the second side. So now ground and root into the right hand and lift the left arm. And you might notice it feels different side to side. So my left side is my side where I just noticed there's a little bit more restriction. And it's likely because this is my non-dominant side, so I'm not prioritizing it as much. Now, whereas I'm talking a little bit more challenging to follow the breath, you should be breathing deep and slow and smooth, linking your movement with your breath. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Beautiful. And then let's widen the knees again. Touch big toes. Walk the hands forward. Sit back towards your heels. And once again, I want you to reach into the fingertips. Let the elbows lift. Soften the forehead down. And just reach into your hands. Feel that gentle stretch through the shoulders. And then we're going to take a little side body twist from here. So deep breath in, maybe you look a little forward, lifting hips just a hair away from the heels, and then walk the hands towards the top right corner of your mat and soften the forehead back down. So we're looking to elicit stretch sensation through this left side body. So you might feel it in the waist, in the ribs, in the outer shoulder. And then just take some deep breaths. Through the nose, out through the nose. And anytime your mind wanders, just bring it back to breath and body. And then walk the hands back through center and over towards the top left corner of your mat or beyond. And again, reach into the fingertips, feel the side bend, and then soften the forehead down. And take a few breaths on the opposite side. And so we try to shift away from indulging in our thoughts and instead indulging in the breath and in the body. But if we're going to think thoughts, let those thoughts be positive. Think about how proud you are that you showed up on your mat today. Think about your excitement, your wonder for your baby. And anytime you sense a negative thought, see if you can just press delete. Or imagine it's like a cloud coming and going, no attachments. And then walk the hands back through center, and then let's come back up to table. So we warmed up the shoulders, we warmed up through the ribs and the spine, we got some side stretching. Now let's come back to downward facing dog. So you're gonna tuck the toes behind you and then lift the hips up and back. Now when we first come to down dog, sometimes it's nice to pedal the feet. So sink the right heel down as you press into the left hand, and sink the left heel down as you press into the right hand. And feel free to do that a few times, kind of warming the backs of the legs. And then let's both heels sink down evenly, lengthen out your spine, lift into your sit bones, take a big breath in. And then exhale, softly, gently lower to the knees. Inhale, cow pose, sink your belly down, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat pose, drop your tail, a little round through the spine, your head drops in last. And then do that twice more. Inhaling to cow, and exhaling into cat. inhaling to cow. And exhaling to cat. And then go ahead, come through a neutral spine, and then tuck the toes, shift the hips up and back to downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths. Heels sink towards our mat. Press the floor away. Activate the fronts of the legs, and maybe shake the head no. Release the head and neck. Gaze past your nose. One more big breath. And then exhale, lower to your knees. Inhale, cow pose, belly down, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat pose, drop your tail and round. And again, 2 more rounds. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. And feeling this wave-like motion of the spine. Once again, come to a neutral spine position, tuck the toes, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And again, 3 breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Feel a gentle scoop of your lower abdominals, pressing the floor away, equal weight in hands and feet. Deep breath in. And lower to the knees. And once again, inhale, belly down. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, drop the tail around the spine. And 2 more rounds, just like this. Link your breath with your movement. Go ahead, come through a neutral spine position, and then from here we're going to extend our right leg back behind us, just straighten the leg, press through the heel for a moment, and then we're going to use some momentum to step it forward up to the top of our mat. We're going to keep our hands on the inside of this right foot. So we step the right foot kind of towards the outside edge of our mat, and then we're going to tuck our left toes, lift our left knee, and then step the left foot to meet the right. And then right away, let's bring our hands either to our shins, our knees, maybe even the upper thighs, however high we have to bring the hands to lengthen the spine forward. So nice long straight spine, shoulders away from ears, knees as straight as they can be. And then exhale, soften through the knees and just let your upper body hang heavy over the lower body, letting there be a window for your baby bump. So nice wide stance. Crown of the head towards your mat. You can shake the head no, release some tension in the cervical spine. You can even grab opposite elbows. Take a few breaths. Notice the tension in the backs of the legs, the hips, the back. Send your breath to those spaces. And then from here, we're going to start to shift our weight into that left foot a little bit, straightening out the right leg. And then inhale, lift the right arm to the sky. So again, another one of those lovely open twists, peeling the heart to the sky. Take a big breath in. And then exhale and lower the right hand down. And then from here, we're going to step the right foot way back, lower the right knee, and then step the left foot out to the side of our mat. Hands are planted to the ground, so we're in this tabletop position with the left leg extended. All we're going to do here is take a big breath in, and then sit back towards our heels in any degree until you feel a stretch through that inner left leg. And then pause wherever that is and take a few breaths. Breathe into the inner leg. Sense into the inner body. One more breath. And then go ahead and come up through center and step the left knee down to meet the right. And then we're going to extend the left leg behind us and do the same thing on the next side. So again, using the momentum of the leg extended to then bring it up through center, stepping it towards the outside of your mat. So both hands are on the inside of the foot. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and now step the right foot up to meet the left. Right away, find a half lift. So either hands to shins, maybe knees, maybe all the way up to the thighs, but we just want to extend the heart forward. Back of heart reaching towards the front of the heart. Exhale, soften the knees, and let yourself fold in and hang heavy. So you can have a bend in the knees here, or you can have them straighter. However feels best for you, honor your body. Deepen and slow your breath. And let yourself just hang heavy like a rag doll. Now we're going to start to shift our weight into that right foot, fingertips down to the mat, straighten out the left leg, and inhale, left arm to sky again, that nice open twist, peeling open through the ribs, left arm to sky, one more breath. And then lower the left hand down. And then we're going to step the left foot way back. Lower the back knee down, and now step the right foot directly to the side of our mat. So we're in a tabletop position with the right leg extending. You can have the full side of the foot planted, or you can kind of be up on the heel, whatever feels best for your knee and hips, and then just sit back as far as you can. So maybe that's pausing right here and you feel a stretch to the inner leg, or perhaps things are a little bit more open. You can sit back towards the heel more. Either way, there's no right or wrong way. Just find sensation and breathe into it. Go ahead, inhale, come back up through center, and then step the right knee to meet your left. Beautiful. And then from here, we are going to get a little bit deeper into the hips so we can get that full body feel today. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to slide your right knee up towards your right wrist, and then sit over onto the right hip. So you kind of find this staggered leg position here. And then your right heel can stay close to your pelvis if this is what's doable for your hip space, or if you can bring your shin a little bit more parallel to the front edge of your mat, that's an option for you as well. We're just going to sit up tall, kind of turn ourselves a little bit towards the front of our mat, but again, mindful of our baby belly. If we're nice and pregnant, we might have to limit the turn towards the front of the mat to accommodate our bump. But if you can turn the sternum slightly towards the front edge of your mat, that's cool too. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, just walk the hands forward. Now it might just be subtly, very subtly leaning forward that you start to feel through the hips. Or you might be able to bring the forearms down to the mat. You might even stack the hands and rest the forehead. Or maybe you use a block or some kind of prop to rest the forehead on. So there's lots of ways that you can come into this shape. We're just looking for some sensation through that right hip as we begin to fold forward. And then let's take 10 breaths. When we're pregnant, it really calls us into the space of our pelvis. As you progress through your pregnancy, sometimes it's common to notice sciatic nerve pain or changes in the pelvis and lower back area as our body prepares and expands for birth. So taking time to really sink into your hip space, to breathe, to feel, to stretch is so important as you prepare to welcome your baby into the world. Let's take 2 more breaths. ready, we'll go ahead and press up into our hands, and then see if you can bring the hands behind you, and then just simply switch the legs exactly. So now the right knee drops in, we're sitting over onto the left hip, and again, maybe the heel is closer to our pelvis if that's what feels accessible in the hip, or perhaps you can turn the shin so it's a little more parallel to the front edge of your mat, just being really mindful of that left knee. Okay, maybe we turn the sternum to face more or less towards that back edge of our mat. Just sit tall, find what feels comfortable for your body, and then begin to lean forward into that left hip. And again, maybe you just stop here. Or perhaps you're able to crawl the hands out further, lower the forearms down, maybe rest the forehead. Just find what's doable for you, and again, 10 breaths. And 2 more breaths. And then go ahead and press through the hands. Let's rise back up. And then we are going to kind of sit onto the left side with both hips, so kind of staggering the legs like I am here. And we're gonna make our way to our Shavasana. So because this is all levels, if you are under 15 weeks, you could take Shavasana lying on your back, or if you're over 15 weeks, or if you just wanna try this variation, we're gonna go to a side lying position. So you can use a pillow if you have a couch cushion or something, any kind of prop you can put under the head, or you can just stack your hands or your arms and just curl up onto your left side. And we'll take 3 deep breaths. Big inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more times. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1 more time, deep breath in through the nose, and out through the mouth. And then just simply settle in. Let your breath, your body, your baby relax. And maybe just take a minute to visualize and to imagine the best possible birth experience for you and this baby. No matter what that looks like to you, just taking a moment to visualize the birth process. In yoga, we take this belief that the mind impacts the body impacts the mind, it's connected. So just taking a moment to honor that connection by visualizing how your birth could unfold in the best way possible. Feel free to stay here, lying down for as long as you'd like. I am going to rise back up, to seated. You can join me there if you'd like. You can lay for longer. I'm just going to close up practice by saying thank you so much for taking the time to join me on your mat, for showing up for yourself. It's amazing. You should be proud. Give yourself a little congratulations for taking care of yourself today. Again, if you have any requests for prenatal yoga, feel free to leave it in the comments or send me a message on social media. I'll have my social medias linked in the bio. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate each and every one of you watching. Share with your friends who are pregnant. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.